Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here. Today I want to talk about recording digital pianos. Now the other day I talked about recording acoustic pianos, whether they're consoles or uprights or grands or baby grands or concert grands using microphones. Well, using microphones is not a good idea when it comes to digital pianos because when you have a digital piano, whatever you have it hooked up to, your studio monitors or a PA or a keyboard amp or whatever you have it hooked up to is going to sound different. So if you hook it up to a particular PA and you take that same digital keyboard and hook it up to a different PA, it's going to sound different. What you want is to be able to record and capture the sound the way the manufacturer meant that sound to sound. So basically, when I'm playing something right now on this keyboard, you're hearing it the way the manufacturer meant it to be because I'm not recording it through a microphone. Instead, I'm recording it through the line outs. Now, most keyboards, and we're not talking about controllers, those are an exception. We're talking about digital pianos that have the ability to make their own sounds. Most of those will have a pair of line output jacks labeled left and right. In my case, these output jacks labeled left and right are being fed into an audio interface that feeds into my computer, into my recording software, which is a DAW, a digital audio workstation. We don't need to get that complicated. You can do this with a very simple device. Now, the other day when I was talking about recording acoustic pianos, I was highly recommending a Zoom H4n because it has a pair of condenser microphones that are built in. It's already set up in the XY position, ideal for stereo recording, field optimization of stereo field. It's just the best. I highly recommend it. In fact, for about $200, maybe even less if you find one used, the recording quality of this H4n by Zoom rivals that of some of the more professional equipment where you have condenser microphones where each one costs at least as much as just this unit alone. So, now, even though I recommended this for acoustic pianos, it doubles for recording digital pianos because on the bottom here you have inputs for left and right line input. So basically you're going to take the cables for left and right line output and feed them into the left and right line input on the Zoom H4n and make your recording from there. And the quality is just unparalleled. It is just amazing for what this little device is. So, now, the way you have your digital piano set up right now, you have the line outputs hooked up to something, whether that's a pair of studio monitors or your computer or a keyboard amplifier or a PA. Well, basically, maybe you might have it hooked up to a PA, something like this. And if you do, the line outputs on this can be fed into the line outputs on line inputs on the Zoom H4n. Now, a better way of doing that is taking whatever you have these line outputs hooked up to and hook them up into the left and right of these and get yourself a special cable from Musician's Friend or Guitar Center or Sam Ash or Zounds.com or even Radio Shack. And basically, this is a cable that's an adapter. What you have here is a left and right 1/4 inch jack, and at the other end you have a stereo mini plug, an 1/8 inch stereo jack, And what you want to do is, instead of taking your line outs and feeding it to your PA, feed it to the left and right of the Zoom H4n. Take this jack, this stereo mini jack, hook it up to the headphone line out, and take the other end and hook it back up to wherever you had your digital piano hooked up to so that you can hear it. Then it's a simple matter of just, right now you can see it defaults to having the mic on. You're going to hit one of these, you see this 1-2 button here? Now it becomes the 1-2 inputs that are over here. So you're going to record that and make sure that you don't clip or have excess loud noise. When you do, these things are going to flash. You want to adjust the volume control that's on that digital keyboard, or use the record level, which is over here, to make sure that you don't get excess volumes or clipping. Now, this also doubles if you're a singer. Yeah, here we go. You have a tripod stand, and this is a mini stand right here, which is perfect for this setup, but in some cases you might want to use one of these that has 3 or 4 foot legs so you can get it some height. But in this particular case, we're going to hook this up to this little tripod right here. And the amazing thing about this is a Zoom H4n. Well, I'm going to hook it up here for now, but you get the idea. I'm going to hook it up somewhere where it's not resting on the keys. Basically, you can use this as a 4-track recorder. So you're recording your digital piano into the left-right line inputs, and because it has these excellent condenser microphones, which is ideal for vocal recordings, you can actually record 4 tracks at once. Your digital piano in the line inputs and your vocals on the mic inputs. So if you're a singer and a piano player, you're going to do an excellent 4-track recording. And when you're done with no matter what you're recording, at the end of that recording, you simply stop the recording, take out the SD card, hook that up into your computer, read that in. You've got some WAV files, which is the highest recording possible that you can get. And basically, you can now upload that to SoundCloud, or you can do a YouTube video, just add video. We'll get into that into another video. Now, this is the ideal solution for a pianist that can play something that needs to be recorded without making any mistakes at all. Just play it, record it, voila, you're done. And if you're a singer and playing at the same time, you can take advantage of using 4 tracks, vocal 2 tracks, digital piano 2 tracks. And again, if you can play whatever you're going to record without making mistakes, this is the ideal solution for you. However, if you're mistake prone, this is not the solution for you. You need a more elaborate setup, and that's going to involve a sequencer or a DAW, a digital audio workstation, which is a specific piece of software that runs on your computer, and you also need a specific hardware interface to communicate with that. That is an audio interface, and it's usually at about an 8-channel input so that you can record 8 simultaneous channels at a time. We'll get into that in another video, but basically if you're making mistakes, it is so easy to use the specialized software and the specialized interface to just basically correct that mistake. And that's something that's beyond the scope of this document, but for now, if you just want to record digital piano, that Zoom H4n This is definitely the way to go. You can't get much better than this. This is a portable recording studio in a handheld unit. $200 less if you can find it used. I highly recommend it. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.